Hey guys, let's discuss current affairs. Today's first question relates to the world of spying, espionage. This is Blaise Matrivelli. She is going to be the new chief of the Secret Intelligence Service, also called MI6. What is it also called? Secret Intelligence Service. This is the official name, but people know it as MI6 because back in see there is something called MI6, MI5, and all. In Britain, in the UK, there used to be 12 spy agencies, MI1 to MI12. These were numbered like MI stands for military intelligence. What is it? Military intelligence 6, section 6, section 5, like that. Now they closed down all of these except for two, so two remain. MI6 is the foreign intelligence arm, while MI5 is for domestic intelligence. Okay, so this is Blaise Matrivelli is going to be the chief. That's the official designation, chief. C, usually called C, basically. Okay, so you look at the I just mentioned MI5. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is for the domestic intelligence. Domestic intelligence, yeah, and this is for foreign intelligence. These guys spy on other countries and all that. Now let's look at the choices here. Let's look at spy agencies of different some major countries. Mossad, Israel. This is the foreign spy agency of Israel. Israel has a domestic spy agency named Shin Bet. Shin Bet. So this is, so I'll write here. The what's mentioned is the foreign spy agency, followed by the country, and of course there we have the domestic spy agency, the CIA, Central Intelligence Agency. This is, as you would know, one of 17 spy agencies in America, spy agencies in the US. Some say 17, some say 18. Let's go with 17. Now, the Central Intelligence Agency is the foreign spy agency of foreign spy agency, as I mentioned, of the United States, and their domestic spy agency. Of course, they have plenty of them, but FBI is the most popular one. Federal Bureau of Investigation. Federal Bureau of Investigation. ISI. ISI is Inter Services Intelligence. What is it? Inter Services Intelligence. Pakistan also has an IB, just like India does. Okay. FSB, of course, is Foreign Security Bureau, Foreign Security Bureau of Russia. It also has more or less the same functions as while this is focused on the foreign spy agency, foreign operations, its domestic counterpart, foreign intelligence agency, is domestic intelligence agencies for local operations. Now let me tell you something about India and ISI. Why is it called ISI? ISI is Inter Services Intelligence. Most of the people who work here come from three different services of the armed forces, the Army, the Navy, and the Air Force. And that's why it's called Inter Services Intelligence. So, between services. Okay. So, this is the primary spy agency of Pakistan. And, it also does the same function as IB does within the country. Okay. And people say that this agency literally runs Pakistan. The deep state of Pakistan, which is like the army and the ISI, they run the country. Now, as far as India is concerned, let's put it India in the center. India's foreign spy agency is called RAW. Here in some places you find R and AW, which is Research and Analysis Wing. What is it? Research and Analysis Wing. Now, coming to India, India's domestic spy agency, we have IB, Intelligence Bureau, the same as Pakistan, yeah, Intelligence Bureau. The same, with a similar name, we have a domestic spy agency called Intelligence Bureau. But RAW is Research and Analysis Wing. It doesn't have a fancy building like the MI6 has, like the CIA has. All it does is, there is this chief of RAW is called, secretary in brackets R. secretary in brackets R. That's a designation of the chief of the RAW, and he reports directly to the National Security Advisor and the Prime Minister of India. Okay. So, in the cabinet that is in the North Block, you would find this, RAW's chief sitting there basically. That's it with his designation, Secretary RAW. So, MI6 is famous, world famous for its fictitious spy agent hero James Bond. James Bond, ladies and gentlemen, is a fictitious hero. Okay, I mean, he is a hero, but he's a fictional one. He doesn't exist in real life, but he works for MI6. Okay, she's going to be the first, I think the first woman chief of MI6. Name the global CEO of Chanel, who was honored with the Commander of the Order of the British Empire. This is Leena Nair. Leena Nair heads one of the world's most most sought after luxury brands, Chanel. Leena Nair was with Cisco Systems, and I think she was with Cisco, yeah, and she also was associated with. She studied at XLRI. Studied at XLRI. When I say XLRI, please know that XLRI is one of India's top MBA colleges. You could say top 5 MBA college. This is Xavier School of Management, Jamshedpur. Okay, XLRI, Xavier School of Management, Jamshedpur. She did her MBA there, and now of course she heads Chanel. What about the choices here? Indra Nooyi, as you know, is a former chairperson and CEO of PepsiCo. Okay. Jayashree Ulal, she is the CEO of Arista Networks. Arista Networks is cloud networking and security company. Nikesh Arora, Palo Alto Networks. He is the CEO of Palo Alto Networks. Reshma Kebal Ramani is the CEO of a pharma company called Vertex Pharma, all America based, yeah, all of them. Vertex Pharma. Okay, there we go. People are working hard. That's why they are there at the right at the top. Of course, chances have to be there. A lot of people work hard, but they have coupled their intelligence, their hard work with the right kinds of opportunities. Yeah, they have brought everything together. Which nation hosted the G7 summit this year in June 2025? Canada. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the place. Kananaskis. Okay. Now, the G7 comprises 7 industrialized nations. These would be Canada, okay, United States. These two are in North America. Then we have in Europe countries like the UK, France, Germany, Italy. How many have come? 6 have come. So in Asia there is one, that is Japan. So there are 7 countries here. Okay. This is countries like UK, Italy. They don't matter in world politics. Canada does not matter, but that's how the world is. These guys, 50, 60 years back were the most powerful nations. They no longer are, but they hold the high table basically. Yeah. So let's go to the next one. Passion fruit. Under the seeds, what seeds? Supply of equipment for efficient development of SMEs, small and medium enterprises initiative. To which country did India dispatch machinery for passion fruit processing? Passion fruit, this is a full fruit. This is a cross section. You can see seeds and all. Yeah. This is passion fruit. Passion fruit. The locally it's called maracuya, which means the fruit that serves itself. Now, you look at this. Suriname is a country in the northern part of South America, on the border with Guyana and of course Venezuela. You find this Brazil, there is Guyana, there is British Guyana, there is French Guyana, and of course Venezuela in the vicinity. This country is sparsely populated, very tiny population it has. 90% of the country is forested. Okay, and we'll just focus on the population basically. Sorry, the capitals. Suriname's capital is, I'll write in red here because I think it's all white. Paramaribo. Paramaribo. That's the capital. Paramaribo. It's the only country in South America whose, I think, yeah, it's the only country in South America whose official language is English. Only such country. Okay. Mexico's capital is Mexico City. South Africa has 3 capitals, ladies and gentlemen. Johannesburg. Is it so? Yeah. No. I was wondering, yeah, did I get it wrong? Yeah. Cape Town. Cape Town. Oh, again, I think I would need to use red here. Cape Town. Then we have Pretoria. Pretoria. And the third capital being Bloemfontein. Okay, this is F. Bloemfontein. Jamaica, Kingston. Cuba, Havana. That's about it, guys. Plenty of stuff already. Yeah. This is being cultivated in Andhra Pradesh on a large scale, especially in Andhra Pradesh near Vishakhapatnam area. The book India 5,000 Years of History on the Subcontinent is written by Audrey Tuskey. She is a professor at Rutgers University, quite controversial. Her views on Aurangzeb, who she said was a benevolent man. Yeah, I'll not get into politics of it. She is a leftist. She is a leftist socialist, left-leaning, historian. So obviously, they whitewash all the sins of the Mughals and all that. But let's not get there again. Romila Thapar, oh, again, a Marxist historian from JNU. Okay. Romila Thapar is the author of a lot of books. She's like, you could read this, Ashoka and the Downfall and the Decline of the Mauryan Empire. Ashoka and the Decline of the Mauryan Empire. Very good book. Ramchandra Guha, prolific writer, across subjects including cricket. He's written Gandhi Before India. Gandhi Before India. It's a very good book. Gandhi Before India. Amitav Ghosh, this is one of my favorite writers. Amitav Ghosh is the author of a lot of books, including the Ibis trilogy, IBIS, Ibis trilogy, which has 3 books, as the name says, Ibis trilogy. Okay. So, what would be the 3 books? 1. Sea of Poppies, Poppies, Sea of Poppies. 2. Flood of Fire. No, second one is, what is it? One is Sea of Poppies, the other is River of Smoke, River of Smoke. Third one is Flood of Fire, Flood of Fire. So, 1. Sea of Poppies, 2. River of Smoke, 3. Flood of Fire. Fabulous books, my friends. William Dalrymple, another, modern great historian. People may not like, some people don't like, of course, there are always critics. I personally like him. He is the author of a lot of books, including his latest work, The Golden Road. The Golden Road. Okay. How ancient India transformed the world. The Golden Road, how ancient India transformed the world. That's a book. Yeah. It's good to read, my friends. It's good to learn. It's good, to know things, isn't it? So, the RBI has approved the reappointment of Pralay Mondal as MD and CEO of CSB Bank. Earlier, CSB was called Catholic Syrian Bank. Now, it simply calls itself CSB Bank. Okay. IDFC First Bank CEO is V. Vaidyanathan. RBL Bank R. Subramanya Kumar. Subramanian Kumar. It's one word actually. I found this to be one word. So you can write Subramanian Kumar or Subramanya Kumar. I'm sorry. Subramanya Kumar. Yeah, it's one word. DCB, Praveen Kutti. Praveen Kutti. Yeah, Axis Bank, of course, as you know, Amitabh Chaudhary. Nice question. Which country has been officially admitted as a BRICS partner country? We have Vietnam here. This is Vietnam. Yeah, this is Vietnam. And let me tell you a bit about these partner countries. The BRICS, as you know, has 10 member countries, isn't it? We have member countries like, you know, the BRICS basically, okay? You know, the 5 BRICS. So I don't have to tell you the B for Brazil, R for Russia, I for India, C for China, and S for South Africa. So what are the other 5 new partners, new members of BRICS? Ethiopia, Egypt, Egypt, then Iran, UAE, and Indonesia, So these are the countries, 5 other countries. They are part, you know, full-time members. There are 10 partner countries. 10 partner countries. And where are these 10? 5 are in Asia, 2 are in Africa. Okay, let's start in the West actually. In the Americas, there are 2. One is Cuba, the other is Bolivia. So partner countries 10, 1 Cuba, 2 Bolivia. Okay. 3, let's come to Europe, Belarus. Africa, 4 Uganda. 5 Nigeria. So these are the 5 countries outside of Asia which have been made partner countries of the BRICS. Cuba, Bolivia, Belarus, Uganda, Nigeria. Fair? Let's go past this. What are the 5 countries in Asia? 1 Kazakhstan. 2 Uzbekistan. Okay, here the others are 3 Thailand. There is here 4 Malaysia. It's not meant, it's gone. Yeah. 5 Vietnam. Got it? That's it. So simple. Isn't it easy to learn, my friends? Yeah. So all 5 here. In fact, they are mentioned here. I didn't realize it. Okay. Any which way, now you know. You see, this is Hong Kong. This is Hong Kong. This dot is Hong Kong. This is Macau. Okay. Macau was ruled by Portugal for 442 years. Hong Kong was taken by the British on 99-year lease between 1898 to 1997. So it was ruled by the UK. Yes. Which nation won that World Test Championship title? Its first ever title in 21st ever ICC title in 27 years. The Republic of South Africa. So you should know that the World Test Championship is spread across in fact, this started in 2023, my friends. Okay. So the winner was South Africa. Sorry, I'll just put them here. Winner South Africa. Australia was a runner-up. The player of the final was a guy called Aiden Markham. Yes, you know, sorry, it's N, okay. Aiden Markham, South African. Aiden Markham of South Africa, okay. Yeah, that's about it. India placed 3rd in the final tally, but it hardly matters. Only the name of the winner is mentioned everywhere. The Financial Action Task Force condemned the Pahalgam terror attack, saying that the attack could not have occurred without financial backing of some state, that's Pakistan, without saying as much. FATF is based in, it's based in Paris. FATF, the basic objective of FATF is to combat money laundering, illegal transfer of money, and of course terrorism financing. It has 40 members, and its president is Elisa Mardoza of Mexico. That's it. Hardly anything to discuss here. So, Singapore, you have Berlin, plenty of these places. You see this? Berlin is home to the Brandenburg Airport. And Singapore considered is home to the world's best airport. Across rankings, you will find Changi Airport ranked to be the best in the world, my friends, as ranked best to be the best in the world. What is the theme of the 2025 World Day to Combat Desertification and Drought? This is the theme, my friends, you can see here. Yeah. So, restore the land, unlock the opportunities. So, desertification is spreading. You see across Sahara, the lands, the more and more lands are being, are coming under deserts. So, that's a major reason. And every year, desertification day, this particular day, the World Day to Combat Desertification and Drought is observed on 17th June. 17th June. Okay. Not much to discuss here. Okay. Let me take this off. Prime Minister Narendra Modi recently was conferred with the Grand Cross of the Order of Macarius III. Which country's highest civilian award? Cyprus. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a Mediterranean scene, and this is Cyprus. I'll use red here. This is Cyprus. Technically, geographically, it's in Asia. But it's a part of the European Union, and its main currency, is euro. Okay, and its capital is Nicosia. This is the capital, and the president is Christos. I'll write in full instead of just giving this short name. Nikos Christodoulides. This is the name of the president of this country. See, this is a tiny country, and it's one of the very few countries to have its own map on its flag. That shape you see there, it's there on the flag of the country. And northern part of this country is occupied by, you see this here, this part is occupied by Turkey. So, the northern part is called the Turkish, Republic of Northern Cyprus. Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus. So, that's a place, and because of Turkey is taking sides in the recent India-Pak war, India paid back by cancelling the contracts of some commercial entities, Turkish commercial entities in India, like Celebi, CELEBI, which is like an airport handling, baggage handling and security handling company. And, it also, the Prime Minister stood with the Cypriot, it's called Cypriot. The Cypriot president, Nikos Christodoulides, in the background was there was a small hill on which the flag of Turkey was displayed. Please know this. This is telling our way of telling, Turkey that if you get involved in our disputes, we will get involved in your disputes. You see this Albania here. This is Albania in yellow. This was once upon a time a communist country, and it was the world's first officially atheist country. The country's constitution said there is no God. Okay, the capital is Tirana. The prime minister is a guy called Edi Rama, but let's stick to capitals. This is Greece. You see here, this is plenty of islands, chota islands. The capital is Athens. Malta. This is where is Malta? Here, this is a small island. Its capital is Valletta. It's mentioned here. Yeah, Valletta. Italy, as you would know here, the capital is Rome, and Rome is also home to another country, Vatican. Yeah. You see this here, there is a place called San Marino. This is a separate country. San Marino is a small dot here. That's a small country. Where? Andorra, it's another country that's on the border between France and Spain. Someday I'll tell you the stories of some of these places, but right now let's go to the next one. Which defense public sector unit has bagged a transfer of technology deal valued at 511 crores from the ISRO, that is the Indian Space Research Organization, to build and operate a small satellite launch vehicles. The government of India is going ISRO, it is asking ISRO to go with the private sector also. So they floated a tender, but unfortunately for private sector companies, a public sector company bagged the tender to build small satellite launch vehicles. And ladies and gentlemen, that company is Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, India's largest, it's only fighter jet maker. It also makes helicopters and all that. It makes Tejas, light combat aircraft. It's called LCA, light combat aircraft. Then Dhruv. Dhruv is a light helicopter. So it's there basically. I mean, it's doing quite great. And who is the head here? DK Sunil, I think. DK Sunil is the chairman of Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. One more we could look at. Bharat Electronics is headed by Manoj Jain. Manoj Jain. DRDO, Dr. Samir Kamath. Samir Kamath. Dr. Samir Kamath. So advanced light helicopter ALH here, Tejas LCA, and DK Sunil as the chairman and managing director of Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, Manoj Jain as the CMD of Bharat Electronics, and Director General of DRDO being S. Kamath. Samir Kamath. ISRO is headed by Dr. V. Narayanan. Dr. V. Narayanan. Identify the correct statements pertaining to the 2025 World Para Athletics Championship. All of them. We are going to hold them in September, October this year, and they will be held in New Delhi with the mascot Viraj. What is it? Viraj. But 100 nations are likely to participate, which would make it the world's most, the world's most participated para event. Name the fifth fast patrol vessel, constructed by Goa Shipyard for the Indian Coast Guard. The ICG is headed by Paramesh Sivamani. Paramesh Sivamani. I am using red. I think I should be using white here. It's all Paramesh Sivamani is the Director General of the Indian Coast Guard, and 16 such FPPs are being built. 3 have been delivered. 16 vessels are planned. Each vessel will cost about 789 crore rupees. 789 crore rupees. So that's about it. Which company will invest $233 million in 2025 to expand and update its operations infrastructure, cold storages, godowns and all that stuff. Okay. Amazon, my friends. Amazon is the world's largest online retail company. This company's turnover last year was about $640 billion. In comparison, I can tell you Reliance had about $100 billion. Okay. This is $640 billion, somewhere about 630, 640. Walmart is the biggest company on the planet. The world's biggest company is Walmart. Its CEO is a guy called Doug McMillon. Doug McMillon. and its turnover last year was $684 billion. $684 billion was the turnover, the sales revenue of the largest departmental chain store and overall the largest company in the world. That's Walmart. So this is a CEO. IKEA. I don't want to discuss a CEO who's okay. Let me finish the name of this. Finish with the name of Jasper Brodin. Jasper Brodin. Alibaba Group is headed by Eddie Wu. Let me tell you a bit about these companies. Carrefour, it's a French company. It's headed by Alexander Bompard. Alexander Bompard. Amazon, Andy Jassy. Oh, yeah, Andy Jassy. You see, Walmart is the world's biggest company. It's also the largest private sector employer in the world. It employs nearly 22 lakh people. Coming to IKEA, I want you to be familiar with the full name. IKEA was started. You see this IKEA. It's Ingvar Kamprad. This is the guy who started the company. Okay, he was born in a place called Elmtarad. This is a birthplace. Then here this is a hometown. This is how the name comes. Okay. That's about it. Alibaba is a Chinese company headquartered in a place called Hangzhou. Hangzhou. It's named after that Alibaba and Charlie's Chore. Alibaba and 40 Thieves. The same Alibaba. Okay. Which city hosted the 113th International Labour Conference that adopted the landmark convention on biological hazards in the working environment? Geneva. Not much to discuss except that International Labour Conference more or less was held by ILO, which is again headquartered in Geneva, and it's headed by Dr. Gilbert Hungbo. Gilbert Hungbo of a country called Togo. What is it? Togo. Togo. Choices of goods. Rome is home to the Food and Agricultural Organization. Let's look at UN bodies. Food and Agricultural Organization, New York, United Nations itself, also UNICEF. Geneva is also home to, apart from ILO, home to the WHO, World Health Organization. London is home to a lot of organizations like including Amnesty International. Paris, UNESCO. Yeah, good choices to write about. Paris is also home to OECD, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. Which city topped the 2025 Global Livability Index released by the Economist Intelligence Unit? You know, the Economist is a magazine published from London, and of course, it's published from a lot of places. The world's most livable city in the order in which these are mentioned: rank 1, Copenhagen. These are rank 2. This is rank 4 because there is no rank 3 here. Rank 5. These are the most livable cities in the world. Where are they? Copenhagen is the capital of Denmark. It's the capital of Denmark. Vienna is the capital of Austria. Zurich is in Switzerland. Melbourne, Australia. Geneva, Switzerland. Okay. What are the worst cities to live? Well, the worst cities to live, 173 countries were ranked. 173 countries were ranked, and of 173, the worst city, not one country, 173 countries, 173 cities was Damascus. This is the worst city to live in. Damascus, as you know, is the capital of Syria. 172, 171, 16. Oh, my math is bad. This is really bad. 70 and 169. Let's put the numbers. Damascus, worst city to live in. Of course, you have a place called Tripoli, which is the capital of Libya. Then Dhaka, the capital of Bangladesh, one of the world's worst cities to live in. Karachi here, which is the biggest city in Pakistan, and Algiers. Algiers is the capital of Algeria. So these are the worst cities in the world to live, and these are the best cities. Okay. Yeah, as per the Union Ministry of Education's Performance Grading Index 2023-24, which state or union territory claimed the number one position in the School Education Index. So I went through this entire thing. I went through the document published by the Government of India, the Ministry of Education, everything. You see, these are the parameters. One is outcomes, the second governance management. In outcomes, the highest weightage is given to equity, and you see these are indicators, total weightages. Okay. Learning outcomes. See, what kind of learning? See, we may impart, but the outcome is equally important. So these are the parameters on which, if you look at highest score range, 941 to 100, the grade would be called Daksh, none. In the first four categories, that is up to 820, there is no one. From 760 onwards, there is no one. I mean, no state or union territory has done well. But in a Prachista 1, you have Chandigarh, that is between 701 and 760. So things are pretty bad, my friends. Things are pretty bad as far as school education is concerned. See, I mean, Meghalaya is at the bottom, very bottom. The best in the lot, of course, is Chandigarh. Okay. Long way to go for all of these states, my friends. But as you can say that we are striving hard. We are working hard to get there. Union Railways Minister Ashwini Vaishnav inaugurated India's largest Gati Shakti multi-modal cargo terminal in Manesar, Haryana. Now, you need to understand that the Government of India has come up with this policy to promote private sector investment, in building cargos, in building large, multimodal cargo terminals, so that railway cargos could be taken care of. So the idea is to, involve the private sector in building infrastructure. So it's in Manesar, Haryana. Okay. You can see Mangaluru, Visakhapatnam, Chennai, Cochin are all home to major ports in India. Which Indian animated film won the prestigious jury award for best commissioned film at the NSC International Animation Film Festival? This is Desi Oon. Desi Oon was directed by Suresh Ariat. This is a French, in a place called, of course it mentioned, Annecy. Annecy is a place in France. This is where the festival was, had happened. Okay. So, I think I'll just keep it up rather than move around. What is the name of India's first indigenously built anti-submarine warfare shallow water craft that was commissioned by the Indian Navy into its naval fleet? INS Arnala. INS is the Indian naval ship, Arnala. And, these crafts, they are submarine hunters. There is a basically anti-submarine craft. So the idea is to have as many of these shallow crafts as possible, so that we can better guard our coastal waters. What is the name of the operation launched by the Government of India to evacuate Indian nationals from Iran due to the ongoing conflict in Iran and Israel? Operation Sindhu. And about 2,000 Indians have been evacuated from Iran. Iran, being a friend of India, opened its airspace, which it had closed for every other country in the world. Okay, but it did open for us. So we evacuated not just Indians, but also a few Nepalis and few Sri Lankans. Some of these Operation Sindoor, of course, what happened, India's operation against Pakistan and its terrorist camps and all that. If you look at just one, See this Madad, Operation Madad is within the country, like what happened in Kerala and all that landslides and everything. That operation rescue rehabilitation operation was called Operation Madad. Now coming to Maitri, this was it came about. It's an old operation. When Nepal suffered a major earthquake, India sent aid, disaster management teams and all. So that was codenamed Maitri. Rahat, of course, it was related to the evacuation of Indian nationals from Yemen, Yemen. Yemen, as you know, is a country steeped in civil war. It's there in the bottom of the Arabian Peninsula. Okay, so that operation was codenamed Operation Rahat. That's all from me. Thank you for being here, guys. Stay curious.